Halloween is one of the most beloved holidays in America, and the country is rife with its own traditions and activities for celebrating it. From dressing up to intentionally looking for a fright, here is just a glimpse of what the spooky season is like in the States. Trick-or-treating is probably the most well-known activity of them all, seeing kids and teens knocking on doors and reciting the famous line. However, it is not limited only to the front step. Trunk-or-treating is the same ritual, although instead of going up to houses, you would go up to people's vehicles to receive candy. This is an event that is popular with many churches, although schools and other organizations will sometimes get in on it too.
Halloween costumes are usually represented by spooky creatures like ghosts, skeletons, and witches, but people like to dress up as anything. A costume is usually expected for children participating in trick-or-treating, but they can still get candy without one, as long as they say, "Trick or treat." There are also parties and costume contests during Halloween, which is another opportunity to wear a costume. Some schools allow students to wear their costumes to class.
Speaking of which, many schools also show Halloween spirit in the form of parties, costume contests, fall festivals, or perhaps just letting the kids wear their costumes to school that day. Treats and pleasantries aside, a spooky season is not complete without spooks. Haunted houses are a staple of the Halloween tradition, and people flock from all over to these places to get their fix of bone-rattling excitement. Actors will dress up as ghoulish creatures and menacing killers, stalking, screaming, or lunging at people as they traverse the fabricated horror. Please note that haunted houses do not necessarily have to be houses. They can also be forests, boats, wherever. And let us not forget the cinema. Many channels and streaming services devote the month of October to marathoning and showcasing Halloween movies all across the spectrum, from witchy family flicks to iconic horror classics.
Carving a pumpkin is another popular activity during Halloween. Pumpkin carving began as a method to scare away evil spirits. People commonly carve faces into the pumpkins, but you can carve anything. Some stores sell patterns and tools to help with carving. The seeds inside the pumpkin can also be kept and baked into a snack. So how do you carve a pumpkin? To carve a pumpkin, you begin by cutting the top off the pumpkin and then scooping out the insides. Then, draw an image or tape a pattern onto the pumpkin. Follow the lines of the image or pattern and push out the cut pieces. Lastly, place a candle inside the pumpkin and light it so the pumpkin's face can be seen in the darkness.
For many Americans, Halloween is the best part of fall, if not the best part of the year, and they've no shortage of ways of celebrating. While there is likely more ways that we have not mentioned here, we hope that this has given you a better insight into what an American Halloween is like, and the love we feel for it. Thank you so much for watching, and happy Halloween.